Hello everyone, I'm your hostess with the mostest 8-second gaming, and in today's video we are going to be talking about the best legends for every role in order for you to climb this ranked season. There's a lot to talk about, so let's break it down, but just quickly, if you guys are looking to take your Apex skill to the next level, then you need to check out the GameLeap website right now. Seriously, over there we have top level coaches, including myself, creating the best, most highly informative guides to make you the best player you could possibly be. Our coaches have thousands of hours of in-game playtime experience. They've been to ALGS finals, they've been to Predator, they've played against the best of the best, and they're sharing all of the information that they've gathered with you. So click the link in the description, pick yourself up a membership, and start to improve today. But okay, let's jump into things now. To start things off, obviously we're gonna be talking about the entry fraggers first because, you know, that's the most exciting role for the most part. I'm a support main, so obviously I'm biased towards support, but you know, for entry fraggers gotta have their time to shine as well. Now I am gonna be recommending 2 legends for each role, but the entry fragger is a little bit different because there's gonna be more of an advanced one and more for just the average Joe player. So for the average Joe, casual, hopping on after work, you're definitely gonna want to play Wraith. Now, Wraith has always been a very staple pick in Apex for a very good reason. She's just a strong character through and through. Yes, I know that some people aren't the biggest fans of her passive. They say it doesn't work most of the time. I'm actually not a hater of it. I do enjoy it, but I do think it could be a little bit stronger. But her not having a passive is made up for with how strong her tactical and her ultimate are. Her tactical is a get out of jail free card. You want to play aggressive, you want to play split, you want to do your own thing, you can because you have that in your back pocket. A lot of times in Apex ranked games, you are going to have to split off from your team. You're going to have to take off angles. You're going to have to be the entry fragger, and you're going to be caught out a lot of the time because it's the entry fragger's job. So once you take all the heat off your team, you hop into the fight, you do your initial damage, you just pop that tactical, and you are out scot-free. That is an extremely powerful ability, and for the average player, it can get you out of a lot of tough situations. But her portal is also good not only for you, but your team as well, because if you get caught in a sticky situation, you can just move everybody to a new spot for free essentially. And in endgame positions, if the ring doesn't pull the way that you thought it was going to pull and you need to move your entire team somewhere, you can. Wraith's portal is extremely strong in so many different situations, and especially for playing split, you can play aggressive with it. If 2 teams are fighting near you, but you don't want to give up your spot, you just pop a Wraith portal, run over there, play aggressive, try to pick up a kill or 2, and then just portal back to your team. There's nothing the enemies can really do about it, because you just show up, you fight, and then you're gone back to safety. So that is our first entry fragger, but the second one, and a little bit more of the advanced one, is going to be Bangalore. Now, Bangalore is making huge waves in the meta for the last couple seasons. Before, she was kind of more of a mid-pick legend. She was always kind of around B tier, but now in the entry fragger position with the meta shifting, she's actually so good. But the reason I say she's more of an advanced legend is because you have to have a great understanding of how the way that the game is flowing, how fights flow, and also line of sight. Way too many Bangalore players smoke their team or the wrong spots, and it leads to you losing fights because your teammates essentially become Helen Keller. They can't see anything, Apex has no audio, so you can't hear anything, and your team is just going to be useless because you smoked the wrong thing and now everybody's just dead. So when you're playing Bangalore, you have to have an understanding of what you need to be smoking, because if you do the wrong thing, you're just going to throw the fight for everybody and lose a bunch of LP. But once you actually get that understanding, Bangalore can be so oppressive because she can play so aggressive, use her smokes to play around line of sight a little bit, cut people off from line of sight, use it to split enemy teams up and be aggressive that way, and then when you pair that with her double time, she's so hard to hit because the smoke and that, and it's just, oh, it's so amazing. And her ultimate is a little bit situational, but it is pretty good in a lot of different situations. You can use it to push, you can use it to back off, you can use it to stall time, you can use it to then cut off rotations because people can't go that way anymore. It does have a lot of applications. It's a very good ultimate. I do enjoy it. Bangalore is in a very fantastic spot right now, but yeah, if you're gonna play her, please understand when and where to smoke, because I'm sick and tired of my Bangalores just doing it whenever they want. But that is our entry fragger position covered, so now let's move into the secondary fraggers, and like the name suggests, they're the second one into the fight, so they're more utility focused. They're the ones that are going to be getting information in the fight or being hyper aggressive, because these are typically the ones that are going to be cleaning up all the kills. So starting off with the secondary fragger, let's talk about Bloodhound. Bloodhound is still in a very good spot. A lot of people underestimate how good the Hound actually can be in fights. The scans, while not as good as they once were, are still pretty strong. Having wall hacks in a fight is always a good thing. Even if it's just for a split second, you can see where people are playing, you can see where they're trying to rotate to, you can start to position better, you can start to cut out their positions better. Bloodhound gives you so much more information in fights and makes it so much easier to actually take fights, and you can be hyper aggressive with that ultimate. ultimate. The ultimate makes you the second fastest running character in the game, so once your entry fragger goes in, takes the heat off you, you can pop that ultimate, get in, clean up all the kills, and just be out in the blink of an eye. And when you actually get a strafe down when you have Bloodhound ult, you are so hard to hit because you're essentially just an Octane with a Digithreat built in. And like I mentioned with Bangalore, a lot of Bang players smoke the wrong stuff, so if you're playing Bloodhound, you can actually kind of counter that a little bit and you won't be affected as much because, like I said, the ultimate is a free Digithreat. Recently, Seer did take a lot of hits with some of the nerfs that came to him, and he's not as good as he once was, so Bloodhound has once again stepped into the limelight as the best scan character. So if you like getting your team a lot of information in fights, pick up the Hound. But the second one that we're going to be talking about for the secondary fragger position is going to be Horizon. And Horizon is always going to be a good pickup until her ultimate does get a much needed nerf. It should not be like my ex-girlfriend and just sucking everything near it. Even if you don't see it, it can pull you through a wall. It can be very annoying and very hard to fight against. Yes, enemies can shoot it before it goes off and it's not going to be as good, but you still have to waste an entire clip shooting it and then you have to reload, and the enemies can take advantage of that, so there's still a lot of things that Horizon can do even if you do shoot the ultimate. But on top of her ultimate being able to solo win fights, she does have her gravity lift, which is also really good at taking high ground. You can pop a battery in it, you can use it to be elusive. It's really strong in so many different situations, but she also does have her passive, and a lot of people seem to forget about this when talking about Horizon. Being able to jump off high ground and not being stunned when falling is very strong. It allows you to do so many different things, especially when running away from teams, because if they try to chase you, you can turn around and potentially one clip them while they are stunned from falling. That can buy you time to heal and potentially get away, or even get a free kill because you're able to thirst them. Now, for those of you wondering, yes, Horizon can also be an entry fragger, but the role that she really does shine in is the secondary fragger role, so that is why I'm putting her here. But with that covered, we can move into the support role, and it's actually my main role, and so one that I love the most. Without the support, the team falls apart. We're the backbone, the spine, the rock holding it down for them. So let's talk about supports. And the first one we're going to be talking about, fans of the channel probably know exactly what's coming up. It's Newcastle. Everybody listen up. Newcastle is an S tier legend. He is ridiculously strong, his kit is overtuned, and you have to realize that. Everything in his kit is overpowered. There's not many legends that have that, but his revive, being able to put a shield in front of them and move your teammates out of fire so that they can't be thirsted in the middle of a battle, strong. Being able to throw a shield down that is able to rotate and move so you can push or turn it to block nades or different gunfire from third party, strong. Being able to slam down 3 different walls to give you cover in a pinch, very strong. But on top of that, you can jump to your teammates or a new location, making it ridiculously strong. Everything Newcastle has, so good, but the best part of his kit is that ultimate. Most supports fall into the same pit of being really bad when it comes to being singled out. They don't usually have any movement abilities, so if people are able to get on top of them, they have no way to get out of it. But Newcastle has his ultimate, so he can play split, he can play aggressive, he can get singled out, causing the enemies to be out of position, and just jump back to his teammates, slam down cover so you have somewhere to heal, and be perfectly fine. Seriously guys, I even solo queue with Newcastle, and I'm able to carry games because of how strong he is. So if you're looking to find a good support that is able to really be the backbone for your team, try Newcastle. But that leads into the other support that we got to talk about today, and that is going to be Catalyst. When Catalyst first came out, a lot of people wrote her off. They said that her abilities weren't that good, they didn't really give her the time that she deserved, but then TSM picked her up, everybody started to see how strong she was, and now she's making waves in the meta because she is good. Her passive is really good for holding down buildings. You can block doors, make it so people can't open them, they have to kick them 4 times, it makes them very vulnerable, it gives you a really good spot to play. Or if somebody wants to throw a grenade and blow your doors off, you can just block them back up so it's not as easy to peek inside your building. If you want to play zone, that's a really strong ability, but even if you're in a fight, you can block a door off, making it harder to push, giving you time to heal. Very strong. But then you have her tactical, and that's not only good in zone because you can start to block off doorways and stuff like that, but it's also good in fights because you can throw it down and start to funnel enemies. If you can push enemies to where you want them to go and not where they want to go, that is a really good thing in fights because now you are starting to control the flow of them. Controlling the flow of fights is always a good thing. And then you have her ultimate. It cuts off a ton of line of sight. It forces enemies into really tough situations because do they go through it? Do they not go through it? Do they go around it? Can they go over top of it? There's a lot of hard, panicky decisions that happen, and when you get an enemy to panic, that's typically when you can win the fight because they don't know what to do, they're lost, and you can take advantage of that. Kaz can actually do so much with how she can control teams and control the flow of fights, so if you like that kind of playstyle, definitely pick up Catalyst. But let me know your favorite legend in the comments down below, and if you guys want to stay up to date with the latest and greatest Apex Legends tips, tricks, and news, don't forget to smash the like and subscribe button. Thanks all for watching. Once again, amazing game, and I'll see you guys in the next one.